Hello, this is LE Diecast. We're gonna be jumping into the bin of cars here. Pick out 25. I'm gonna order them, and then you're all probably gonna disagree with how I order them. By the way, this is our auction diorama. It's still not done, but we've got sponsors finally. A bunch of people called the LE Diecast headquarters, wanted to sponsor us due to our huge volume of viewers that we get. So we've got the auction all ready to go. I'll pick some cars out and we'll be right back. Okay, dive in here, see what we've got. I'm going to, we got a couple of emails to mix these up more. It's hard to mix them up. It's hard to get to the bottom without crushing stuff. Alright, there we go. Get over here, mix them up. Okay, over here and mix them up so there's no funny business. That's if we would script this. Alright. This time, since we just mixed it up, we'll just kind of go down here towards the bottom. Let's see what we got. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we've already got some interesting ones there. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I can tell this is going to be a 20. This is going to be a hard one to pick. I can already see some in here that are going to be contenders. That's 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. We'll just go with this one, 25. All right, I can already tell you this is going to be one of our hardest top 25 yet. I'll be back in a second and we'll get these ordered. These are going up for auction. There's some expensive ones here. Okay, we're gonna get going. Boy, the top 10 in this one is loaded with stuff. There's a few cars here that I was just looking at to buy and I didn't even know I had. So let's get started. First 10 we'll go through pretty quick. First off, we got this guy. What was his name? Tech something. Now he's already taken up too much time. Technotron. Torium. What's his name? Technetium. Probably got it wrong. But this one I believe was from 2000. I don't know. 2011, 2012, something like that. Yep. Wait, I got the. Yeah, 2011. Well, already took way too much time on that one. So this one's Crazy Eights. He is next. This one we see a lot in the lots. This guy from 2001, which I guess you could argue is probably one of the better ones of these, but only good enough to get second from last. That one would probably go for a lot of price at an auction with an engine like that. You could just use the engine. This poor guy, I don't know if he'd go for very much at auction, but he beat out those two at least. His claim to fame as he squeaks into the auction. And this guy, we don't even know what he is. He is a Chinese knockoff brand of some sort. He is known as Made in China. That's all we know about him. But he does have a good little suspension there. I don't know if he'd sell at auction or not. Next we've got 1999's Ford. 32 Ford, another car that we tend to see a lot of here because there's a lot of these. I bet this one ranks in the top 20 or 30 most redone castings of Hot Wheels. This will tell you kind of how things are going to go moving forward. We've got a treasure hunt outside the top 20. That is Stingrod from 2000 and was that 18? 2018? 2018 noted, but I think it was 2017 if I remember right. Another one of the long list of treasure hunts that nobody really cared about that came out recently. Yep, Stingrod doesn't even crack the top 20. I think this one's coming in at number 20. This one would go for some money. at a real auction. That is the 75 Corvette. That one from 2011. We saw this particular Corvette model get this kind of four-wheel drive look, something that they brought back from the past. Not a lot of these. Interesting when you see these listed. This particular car usually has the wheels there in the wheel well like a regular Corvette. But this is the same car. It just has a different base on it and different wheels. That one from 2011. Got this cool little McDonald's car. He didn't make it very far up, but there he is. I don't really know what it is. Almost looks like a Prius or something, but I think this came out before there were Priuses. Let me see if I can read the bottom. It is a McDonald's car. There is a date there. I can't read it. Probably be able to see it here. 1999 it looks like, so that one probably from about 2000. Alright, getting into some real cars now. We've got a Ford Fiesta that I have labeled wrong. I just noticed that. Ford Fiesta. This one is from this year, 2018. It is probably still on the shelves from one of the later cases in 2000. Well, technically 2017. I think we're still counting. But this one part of that chess series, so you can get a bunch of cars and make your own chess set out of them if you wanted to. Pretty neat, but I did like the Ford Fiesta. Didn't get all of those. Dodge Charger from 2011. If you know, this guy is way up the list. There are some good ones coming. Now that one would bring some real money at an auction. I'm not sure people would really want that police tampo work on there, but the Ocala, is that a Florida? Ocala Police. It says they're Florida. Yeah, Ocala, Florida Police. Get those nice ones. Next, we've got the Justice League Batmobile. In real life, that one would just cost millions, right? Because it's got all sorts of high-tech stuff. It does have a cool little gun that sort of kind of turns on it. I believe this particular casting came in a not gun version too. That one from, well, I bought it in 2018. I don't know if we're into that collection yet or not at this point when this video goes. This one's an interesting one. Do not see too many of these. It is made in Macau. I'll give you a hint. From about the early 2000s, if I remember right, although I don't have it here. And that is, you might be thinking it's a Matchbox. It is not a Matchbox. It is a Little Tykes. What is that, a little Camaro? Well, it's got a flat back. I guess are we calling that a Corvette or a Camaro? I don't know what that is, or maybe it's just a generic car. But that is a Little Tykes. We don't see a whole lot of these. They aren't worth any money, but they are interesting cars. They weren't out for very long. There's the bottom. You can see it's made in Macau. Interesting. It has a service number on the bottom. Somebody should try calling that and see what you get. It's probably been bought and sold a few times. A Little Tykes. They're heavy cars, all metal. I assume these cars were a bit costly when they came out. A Little Tykes. Alright, a Lancer Evolution makes it next on our list. This was from the X Games 5-pack. A very cool 5-pack. This was one of those cars in that 5-pack. A Lancer Evolution. Next up. Alright. Now we're getting into the ones that are getting harder to order and probably are going to have some controversy. Next up is a Matchbox, not a particularly old Matchbox, but this one a Chevy Blazer. That one, I do not have the year on this. Harder to find the years on these kind of not that old Matchbox cars. Not a lot documenting these guys. You can look it up online. I bet this one's from, with those wheels, early 2000s probably. This one looked like Hero City wheels, Hero City era. That would put it in the early 2000s, but that's just a guess. This guy would rank a lot higher if he was in better condition. His conditioning is hurt. I had this one when I was a kid, and I've not seen another one since that is at least rolling, and that, look at that. Does anybody know what that is? I'll give you a second. Begins with an X. The name of the company is, I think it's pronounced Xylomex. I'll show you the bottom here in a second. I might be totally wrong on that. And I always thought when I saw that Xylomex brand that it was Mexican. It is Chinese. It's made in Hong Kong, because when I was a kid I was totally not used to... Oh, I said it started with an X. It starts with a Z. Z-Y-L-M-A-X. Xylomex. I don't think it's Xylomax. I think it's Xylomex. Xylomex. From Hong Kong. And it does have the piece that still comes out. This raises up. It's got a cool little piston piece. That's what really attracted me to these. Oh, you know what? I take that back. This one does not have the piston. A lot of these had working pistons. This one, the piston just kind of slides back in there. You can't see it, so it looks like there's a piston working. This piece moves around. Very cool, boy. I had these mixed in with my Hot Wheels and my Matchbox cars when I was a kid, and I thought these were some of the best. Look at that little hook that still moves. It used to have a little hook on the bottom of that. Well, that was a lot of time based on that guy, but you don't see those too often, especially in these free lots. Ford Bronco, and boy, I will tell you, we must have 20 of this particular Ford Bronco. It came in, I think, a couple wheel variations. This one with the very cool black walls on it. There's that motorcycle it's known for on the back, and I don't know why we see so many of this blue one with the white top. We have a lot of these. Ford logo on the back. This one, don't remember the year on this, but I want to say it's in the late 90s if I'm guessing. I don't really remember. Alright, another one. This one, I am sorry, I do not remember the name. I can guess. I'll be wrong. And this one, I don't remember the story on it. He would rank higher, except one of his wheels is a little out of whack. It's got these kind of black wallish wheels on it. I want to say this was a serial car, but I really don't remember. I don't think it's part of the mainline Hot Wheels. And there was about 6 of these Indy cars, and I don't remember which is which. It's either Thunderstreak, Hot Wheels Indy car. I'll look it up. And you know what? I'll be right back and I'll look it up. Okay, we're back. Yeah, this one I figured had an interesting story. This is from the Park and Plates series. So it would come in a plastic, like a little plastic aquarium type thing, a little container. And it would come with a license plate, and the license plate said Krakow on it. So it was the Park and Plate series from 1982. It's older than I thought it was, but I knew there would be something weird about it. I just thought that one looked strange. It didn't look like a mainline. It's got Krakow all over it, so yes, that was the Krakow. Parts and Plates. Oh, I didn't mention the name, and it was Thunderstreak. I was right. Total guess. Thunderstreak. I think I was right. Now I don't remember. But anyways, moving on. All right, we've got ourselves this very cool Torino, and that triggers... Oh, wait. It's not a Torino. Save that script for just a second. This one's a Chevelle. That's a 2011. Well, it's a 1970 Chevelle from the 2011 mainline. I really like this one. Chevelle, also one of those cars, pretty heavy car. Strangely enough, these cars always surprise me how heavy they are. Look at that. It's got the 454 on the front. I really like that car. That one would look a lot better with some different wheels on it. Maybe someday. We'll see. Alright, now, you know it's that time of the show when you see a Torino that there's got to be some crazy stuff following this. And we still have, what, 7 cars left? I think this is number 8. And that is a Torino. Now, it would rank higher. I'm not crazy about this particular, the Torino. Is this the SS? No, Grand Sport. Sorry, I should have known that. That's the Sport pack on it. Grand Sport. I also don't like the chrome interior, but it's a Torino. Boy, if I could make this look way better. Change that inside. Get rid of those wheels. Oh, yeah. That's one of the cars I might consider getting someday if I had a ton of money. Keep it Keep it in running condition. All right, so if we've already seen a Torino, you know there's some crazy stuff left. Here is another one that usually would be a contender for #1, and nobody's going to know what it is. Yep. You're looking at it going, I don't know what that is. Is it from the movie Cars? Nope. Not from the movie Cars. It's not a McDonald's car. It is Hero City. And it is one of those character cars from Hero City. Man, these things are getting hard to find. And you do have to pay quite a bit for them on eBay. People are figuring out now that they were a bit rare. They were rare because no one wanted them, not because they were hard to find. The Hero City line didn't even last the whole run, really. Hero City based on a cartoon. The cartoon was pretty bad. A little ahead of its day. Lots of computer animation. So the computer animation was pretty bad by today's standards. But this one is Hothead. That is Hothead. Hero City car. I do not have that one. That one is going into my Hero City collection. But you know, if that one is number, what was that? 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that was number 7. There are some good ones here. Look at this guy. Here's another one. I'm going to roll it out. You're not going to know what it is. That one. That is the Tangler ATV. It is a Hot Wheels. You can tell by those wheels. It is Hot Wheels. It is not a McDonald's car. I believe there was a McDonald's set of these, but that one is from Battle Force, and that was another series that Hot Wheels made. I think it was based off a cartoon, and they released the toys. This one in box, in mint condition, goes for some decent money. Not an easy one to find. Again, not easy to find because people didn't really want them when they were out, but nowadays pretty well sought after. Look at the construction on the bottom here. I don't know if that'll show up, but there's the axle right there by my fingers. If I can let that zoom in. There you go. See that axle? It runs from one wheel up through here and then back down to the other wheel. See the axle right there? So these wheels are not just plugged in and rolling. They're actually on axles, but they don't have any suspension. And I assume at one time there must have been some suspension built into the design of this. Otherwise, I wouldn't think that they would waste an axle running all the way through there that does no good whatsoever. But anyways, the Tangler ATV. Oh, by the way, those are from 1982, so that Tangler is old. All right, here we have another. That one is another Hero City car from Matchbox. This one is the Toe Hopper. I think it's the Toe Hopper. No, it's not. It's the Grasshopper Toe. I like my name better. Grasshopper Toe sounds like. It has this little tow truck piece. This does not swivel on it. It would be cooler. Doesn't that look like a grasshopper leg right there? And you got the wings. I mean, this was some early theming that we see today in cars, like from the Star Wars line or the Disney line of cars that we see from Hot Wheels, where they integrate character elements into the car. I just love these. I've got a few of this Toe Hopper. This one is not one of the harder ones to find. But man, look at that head. It looks just like a grasshopper. Boy, I love those. And usually that would be #1. We've had a few of those win our top 25 before, but we still got 4 more to go. 4 more to go. All right, next. This one I'm going to have to cut away from. I know some of this car. I'll tell you what I know. This one is the Qantas Australian Grand Prix SS Commodore. Crazy looking car. Look at that. Jeez. That thing has some nuts of graphics going on it. Regular wheels on that one. And I forgot the series this came with. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back, and I bumped the camera, so that's probably not going to be very seamless. This one, not what I thought it was. It's from the 100% Hot Wheels series. It's a Commodore SS. I believe it's also called a VT. I don't know my Commodores very well, but it was the pace car for the Australian Grand Prix in 2011. So that's the Tampos, or the That's the decoration that the pace car had, but it came in a 100% Hot Wheel box, so I'm assuming it was only made for the Grand Prix or sold around that time. I don't know if this was sold in the US. Anyways, that one is crazy. That one would usually be a contender for the throne. If that one had rubber tires on it, naturally that would be, that one might be a Commodore, not my favorite car, but I mean, pretty rare. That one from 2001, by the way. All right, next up. Now this one's wheels are a little wonky. They're fine, but see if he'll behave here. Rolling on out. Look at that guy. That one looks like it would belong in an auction. This one is the Ford Highbox Roadster Bill Elliott Stock Rod Series. And that one from Racing Champions. We've seen a few Racing Champions make their way in the top 10 lately. That one from 1998. So for a Racing Champions, that one is pretty old. I will say the wheels on this were off their rims when I pulled it out, and the wheels have hardened a little bit. They're fitting on there just fine, but I don't want to force them on there too much more. I can put the wheels just out in the sun for a bit here when I'm in the garage, and they'll fit right back on there. But that one is very cool. It does have an opening hood on it. Look at that guy. We've got sponsors everywhere. That one is very cool. Looks like something you would see on Meacham Auction. All right, we've got 2 left. And we've already had a bunch that might have won most of these. Next up, wow thing. This one from Larry's Garage Set 2009. That is the Wild Thing, and that one is a Toys R Us exclusive. Of course, Larry's Garage, known for the rubber tires. Well, you're not going to get rubber tires on this guy. Just got little teeny tires. It does have an opening hood. I don't think it's going to open very far. They never do on these, but it does have this crazy engine in it. That is the Wild Thing, Toys R Us exclusive, coming in at number 2. And that means number 1. Did I mention that Larry's Garage is from 2009, by the way? Number 1, rolling on in here. This one's going to be controversial, and it is this guy, number 1, and that is the Hot Wheels Preferred Series. Also came in purple, from 2003, and that is the Ford Focus. We'll say not crazy about those tires. They are one of my least favorite tires that you see, but still, there's the bottom Ford Focus there. Not much more information on it. Look at those wheels. Something interesting about this car. Look how thin set the wheels are from the back and the front. The wheels here are really narrow. But there is your winner, at least as I said it was. The Hot Wheels Preferred Series, also came in purple, the blue Ford Focus. Number 1, that was a tough one to decide the top winner on that one. There were some good ones in there. All right, folks, I will see you all in the next one. Oh, by the way, if you disagree with my choices, put it down below. It's fun to see what everybody would agree with. So you can post more, and I'll give you feedback on my bad rating system that I have. So if you think something different, post down below. See you later. Bye-bye.